Hello everyone, this is Dude with the Food here. I hope you all are doing very well. If you don't mind me, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to drink some of my coffee that I just got off the tap. Actually, you know what, that's probably really hot, so I'm just going to let that cool down for just a moment. But anyways, here I am back again to teach you a little bit more about one of my favorite things to cook in the world again, eggs. Again, I love eggs. There's so many things to do with eggs, millions of ways to prepare them, and there is just endless, countless possibilities of cooking them, and they are so humble and quick to cook. So today I'm going to be telling you guys about one of my favorite things to do with eggs, and that would be lovely omelets. And today I'm going to be showing you 3 ways of doing it. Not 1, 3. I'm going to be showing you the classic folded omelet, a silky rolled omelet, and then the classic French omelet. These are just 3 of my favorite ones, but now I'm going to show you guys how you can do it too. So, of course, when making an omelet, you can't make one without breaking a few eggs. So, of course, we have some of our lovely pasture-raised eggs right here, just ready to be consumed into my belly. And going with the classic French omelet, I'm using a little bit of tarragon and chopped dill over here. I'll explain that in a little bit when we get to that omelet video just a moment here. Just thought I'd show you what all herbs I'd be using. And, of course, we're going to be also using some of one of my favorite cheeses, lovely cheddar cheese, because it's nice, it's humble, it's one of the classic flavors inside of omelets, and I just really love cheddar. So, here we go. So the first omelet I'm going to be showing you guys is the classic folded omelet. We're going to be kind of cooking this on kind of a gentler sort of heat right here. So just get your pan on a nice medium-low flame, and then you're going to be beating up 3 of those eggs in a bowl right there with a little bit of salt. Again, this is just one of those omelets, too, that, you normally see it folded in half, or you see both ends folded. It doesn't matter which one it is. It's going to be a good, folded, kind of a larger curd sort of omelet, too. Kind of like those ones you see, like those classic diner omelets you see. But this is just kind of a gentler way of cooking. I'm going to be showing you that. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be beating up 3 of those lovely eggs, again, with a little bit of salt, making sure that there's no white in between it. Everything is nice and mixed together, beaten very well. As Michael Jackson says, beat it. Just beat it. Beat it. Ooh, beat it. Yes, I'm singing right now. Yeah, I'm getting too carried away with that. But anyways. But again, now that our pan is just heating again on that nice medium-low flame again, we want this to be kind of a gentler sort of kind of a little bit more of a delicate sort of omelet too, because again, we don't want to go too high, otherwise it's going to get too crispy. So again, just medium-low heat, let that butter just get nice and melted. It's going to be gentle and decadent and delicious. So anyways, now that our pan is nice and heated and ready to go, now we're going to throw in those beaten eggs, or pour them in, not throw them in. But anyways, we're going to let those in, and we're going to let those sit for just a moment to kind of get those eggs somewhat kind of a pre-cook, so to speak, too. We're going to be, I cannot speak right now. We're going to be continuing to cook them when they start to set up just a little bit. So once they start to set up, you can see at that corner right there, as you can see, it's starting to set up, it's starting to get really nice and starting to cook. So at that point now, we're going to grab our nice heat-resistant spatula, and we're just going to pull in all of these lovely sheets coming in, and we're just going to move it around just to let those sheets form and make a nice omelet, because that's what we're doing. But again, you're just bringing them in, and everywhere you see a hole, fill it up with the egg. So again, we're cooking this on a gentler kind of heat too, so that will kind of give you a little bit more control to take care of your omelet without having one of them be too done too quickly. So everything's going to cook nice and evenly. So again, move it around, fill in those little holes right there that you see, making sure that everything is getting nice and filled up. Oh, see, I'm using my good nonstick pan, so a lot of my eggs are moving around a lot. But anyways, but you get the idea, though. Again, just move it around. Make sure everything is nice and gentle. Be gentle. Be very slow. You're going to be okay. So again, every time you see a hole, fill it up. And at this point here, you can also start to see the egg is still looking really runny on the inside, but that is not a problem because, again, as I've explained before, this kind of gives you the idea of what carryover cooking is. So it's going to look a little wet right here, but again, as soon as it gets onto the plate, it's going to be cooked. Because you got to remember, food continues to cook until it's cold. So at this point here, we are looking really good. Our omelet is looking really lovely. We're not going to worry about those little parts that look underdone too, because again, it's going to continue to cook itself after we get it onto the plate. So at this point, do not worry about that. You're going to be okay. Your omelet is going to be fine. And we're just going to make sure we're getting those nice little bits rolled up, ready to go. Everything is okay in there. All right, we've got a good shake right there, making sure that nothing is sticking, because I'm actually not going to be using a spatula to roll this up. But anyways, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in our lovely cheddar cheese, just like so. I didn't really eyeball this. I just really like cheese, because cheese. And, you could use any cheese you want to. I'm just using cheddar just because I like cheddar. But again, use whatever cheese you want. Gruyere, Fontina, candy, whatever you want. I don't know. I don't even know if candy's a cheese, but anyway. But again, and now at this point too, the egg is slightly underdone. And now we're going to be folding it in half onto our plate. And we're actually going to see, it's actually been a while since I've done one of these too. So again, I'm just going to make sure nothing's sticking really well. And we're just going to try to roll it on without using a spatula. I'm not doing this for showing off for reasons. I just don't feel like cleaning another thing in my house. But you get the idea. But anyway, give that a good shake-a. And now we can go ahead, grab our plate. And let's see, can we do it? Can we do it? We're rolling it out, getting out there. It's coming out. Here we go. And he nails it. Probably not the prettiest thing in the world, but again, it just saved me from doing a spatula. But that right there, too, is just a really simple, humble, classic folded omelet. You see, it's really delicate, really soft. And again, you could fill these things with whatever you want to. Loads of vegetables, some bacon, some ham. And again, even as I said, candy. Because you know what? This is your omelet. You go crazy. You fill it up with whatever you want to because it is your life and no one else should tell you how to live it. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to slice into the center here really quickly. Thought I'd show you how it looks right there. But you know, I see it's nice. It's still really delicate. It's still really soft. And I'm just going to have a grab a bite right there. Again, it's just a nice cooked curd. Very delicious, very scrumptious, and again, this is just a good, humble way of making omelets too. So many possibilities to do with it, and it really is just delicious. So the next omelet I'm going to be showing you is the Silky Rolled omelet. Now for this omelet, you are going to need kind of a nice, wide, non-stick skillet, as you can see right here, because again, we're going to be rolling this out, and we want all of that surface area to make sure that we're getting a nice rolling, so to speak, because we're going to be rolling this in like almost like thin layers, as we see right here. So it's going to be like almost like an omelet crepe, so to speak. So we're going to get our pan on a nice medium-high heat, and we are doing this on a medium-high heat because this is going to take very little time to cook. So again, the idea, just get it on a nice medium-high. Any lower, it's not going to roll up really well. It's going to stick to the pan. Any hotter, your eggs are going to burn, so medium-high is going to be fine. So while your pan is heating up, you're just going to go ahead and let that sit up for just a little bit too. Because again, this pan is going to take just a little bit while to heat up too. So you want to be patient with this. Make sure that your pan is nice and hot in order for this to cook properly. Again, as I said, this is a very quick, very simple, very easy way of getting an omelet done and on the go. So the reason I just let this go is just so I could show you this is how long it normally takes for your pan to heat up really good. So again, this is just for those reasons. Not trying to bore you. So to that, we're also going to beat up 2 of our eggs right there. I'm only using 2 eggs. I know we're going to do 3 when I'm feeling saucy, but I'm just feeling 2 right now. But anyways, we're going to beat that up with just a little bit of salt right now. Just make sure that is well beaten up. Again, remember the Michael Jackson. Make sure that it's good. All right, now that our pan is heating up, now I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of the cheese too. This is only just it only needs just a little bit too, because if you put too much cheese inside of it, the cheese is going to get too melty and gooey, but that's going to stop you from getting those nice thin layers as you roll it up too. So make sure that you're going just a little bit on the cheese too to start with. You can add more on the top later if you want to, but again, that's the idea. So now at this point, I'm going to be adding a nice high smoke point neutral flavor rolled right here, because again, this is on a medium high. So if you use something like extra virgin olive oil, it's probably going to burn your omelet. So just try to be safe and just use a nice neutral tasting one, or you can use butter if you want to. I just like using this one. And while your pan is heating up, ready to go, just go ahead and enjoy your coffee. Why not? You still got a little time to kill. Drink that coffee up. Coffee's awesome. Okay, so now at this point, the pan is nice and hot, ready to go. We're going to give your eggs one last good beat, and then at this point, we're going to dump them in just like that. And again, just like a crepe, you just pick up your pan and you're going to roll it around. You could already start to see that egg is starting to set up really quickly, and you're just rolling it around, moving it in a nice circle. So again, the idea, you're just kind of forming a nice thin layer of cooked egg. You're going to already start to see it's drying up really quickly too, because again, that is how quickly this omelet takes. It's a wonderful thing to do. We could thank Jamie Oliver for this, Oliver, too. This is actually one of his recipes, so I just really like this concept, too. And then at this point, too, while the eggs are looking pretty much done right there, you're going to go ahead, you're going to throw in your cheeses. Again, just start with a little bit, too. You don't want to add too much. You don't want to be overfilling it, because, again, we're going to be creating some very nice thin layers. So now we can turn the heat off. And at this point, too, we're just going to let that sit for a moment, kind of let it continue to cook itself, so that way it's going to be easier to peel it off the skillet, so it's not going to be sticking too much. And now we're just going to be waiting, I'm just going to grab myself a nice little thing. I'm just looking forward to just eating this thing right now. So now At this point, we're just going to grab a little fork, or you could use a spatula. We're just going to run it around, making sure all those edges are loosened, making sure that we're going to be ready to go to roll this up. Just pull those down just like that, as you can see. So now at this point, too, again, we're going to be doing what I like to call rolling up the dude's rug because the dude abides. Yes, I am a big Lebowski fan. But anyway, as you can see right now, we're just rolling it up. Again, just thinking those many, many layers of thin cooked egg. Just rolling it up very gently, very simply. And it's just going to be a nice, quick, delicious thing. So right here at this point, we are ready to put it onto our plate. And then like an idiot, what do? As soon as I try to get it on, what happens? I hit the freaking camera as soon as I got it onto the plate. So I do apologize for being so dumb about doing that. But to make up for it, my omelet turned out okay. There it is on the plate. Again, I hit the camera by accident. I didn't mean to do that. I am so sorry about that. And I didn't feel like making another one to show you guys. But as you can see, the idea behind this too, again, we're talking a nice, good, silky omelet again. And when I say that too, it means it's nice, it's tender, it's pale yellow, and you got all those little thin layers of egg cooked on the inside. I'm going to get my knife or my fork, and I'm just going to slice in the middle of that just to show you. And then, of course, in between those layers is some of that lovely cheddar cheese. Just look at that. You see those little layers kind of rolled up right now, as you can see? I'm going to try to turn it around, see if you can see it a little bit better. Not so much. But you get the idea, though. And again, I just feel I'm so sorry about hitting the camera like that. I wish that didn't happen. But, I'm a human being. Accidents happen. What am I going to do? Okay, give me a break. Okay, come on. I'm showing you guys how to make some omelets. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and munch down on this. And, of course, with this omelet, I like a nice little bit of hot sauce right there. I just think hot sauce goes really well with something like this. Plus, I just love hot sauce. And again, if you're ever just in a hurry to get just an omelet done again, this is just a good, simple, quick way to do it. It's just a really delicious thing. Sometimes you can eat it even for a snack, too. It just makes me want to do my little sassy happy dance because I'm cooking omelets, and these omelets are so tasty, and now you guys are going to be learning how to cook them yourselves, too, so you can do your own sassy happy dance, So this next omelet I'm going to be showing you right now is my personal favorite one, and that would be the classic French omelet. And again, why do I love this omelet so much is because it pertains so much to history, too. And when I say that too, I'm going to show you guys, we're going to heat our pan over a nice medium-high heat while we're saying that. And then, while we're getting our pan nice and heated up, getting our butter kind of sizzling right there, we're going to take our eggs, and of course, I'm going to call this an omelette fines herbe, which means a fine herbs omelet. And again, I'm using dill and I'm using tarragon, because I just really like the contrast of the flavors, but you can use whatever herbs you want. Chives, basil, parsley, thyme, whatever you get your hands on. And the reason I say that this really pertains to history, well, is again, this omelet was used to be the one that chefs would test new cooks on. Like, say, for instance, if they wanted to go cook at a restaurant, the chefs wouldn't even interview them. They would say them to make them an omelet. And this would be the omelet that they would have to make. Because the idea behind a French omelet, a classic French omelet, is that it should be very creamy on the inside, but very soft and pale yellow on the outside. Almost like you stuffed a soft omelet with scrambled eggs. And again, we want to cook this on a nice medium-high flame. We don't want the butter too hot to the point where it's going to be brownie. We just want to get it nice and hot and melted, because this is going to be another quick one to make too. So once our butter is nice and melted, our eggs are fairly beaten very well. And we're just going to take those eggs, we're going to dump them in. And then, contrary to pulling it in like we did for the classic folded omelet, instead we're going to take the back of our fork, as I'm going to show you here in a moment, and you're going to shake your pan and you're going to shake your fork constantly at the same time. And this does two things. It controls the temperature of how you're cooking your eggs too, make sure nothing's going to be overcooked. And it also creates very, very small curds as you're cooking it up too. So again, the idea behind this too, you're looking for temperature control and very, very small curds as you're cooking it. And again, the idea behind this, you don't want it to be too wet, but I like it wet, but not too much. Again, I like it somewhere a little bit in between, where it's a little bit dry, but still a little bit runny. Because again, this is going to continue to cook itself as soon as it gets onto the plate. So again, you're just shaking, and as soon as your mixture is starting to form up right there, you want to get it to the point where it's still moving around, and you're going to move a lot of your mixture up to the top of your pan just like that. So at this point here, that omelet is just about done. Now we just got to do the rolling up. So turn your heat off. Make sure that your edges are loosened up fairly well. Just make sure everything's nice, easily moved around. And again, as I said, we're going to roll this up just like the dude's rug. So you're going to take the back, and we're just going to roll it up just like so. You see that? It's still very pale yellow on the bottom. And at this point, we're just going to roll it up into a nice half moon shape, as you can see right here. And then at this point, we're going to break up the other side of it. And we're going to take the back of the pan with the handle right there, and we're going to bang it up Just got to bring up that other upper lip up, just like that. So it's probably still not going to be moving around you. You just got to be a little bit patient with this one. And again, just make sure that you're moving it up very nicely. Make sure those edges are moved. And then again, just move it around, and we're going to bang it up. And you can see the lip is starting to come up right there. See? So now that the lip is up, now we can take our fork and we can fold it back over, kind of forming a nice football shape. Said the guy who doesn't even know a thing about football. But who am I to say, you know? But anyways. But then again, that's the idea of a classic French omelet right there. So now we're going to take it, and I'm going to make sure not to hit the camera this time, Steven. And as you can see right there, you can see it's a nice pale outside, but the inside is still very soft and very creamy with very small curds. Again, very smooth, not brown on top or anything. Still a very soft, delicate sort of omelet. I'm going to grab my knife right here, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on the inside. If I would just get the camera in frickin' focus, though. So again, as you can see, it's still kind of not in focus. It's going to get in focus, but you can see, again, those eggs are very, very soft, very delicate, very luxurious. Again, just like you stuffed an omelet with scrambled eggs. That's why I love this omelet so much. And now, at this point, again, this is just my favorite type of omelet. By you can make whatever you want to. I just really like this omelet. So I'm just going to go ahead and have my bite, and really, taking a bite of one of these things really is like eating a slice of butter. Like, seriously, the flavor profile of this is just so unbelievably good. And this is all using the same ingredients, but again, it's just a different method and a different technique. And then, this is what I'm trying to say to you, everybody, too. Everyone keeps saying to themselves, I've been cooking these wrong my whole life. Here's the thing. No, you haven't. Because you know why? There are so many ways of cooking omelets. So many ways of cooking eggs. These are just 3 of them, and these are just some of my personal favorites. But again, explore it to your liking. Have fun with these. That's what the point of cooking is, just being a joy. This is Dude with the Food. I really hope you enjoyed these videos. Thank you for watching, and again, happy cooking to all of you. What does an egg say when it gets turned? Omelette.